China, Great Britain, and the Jamaican team. Decent start for Ashley Nelson. Don't forget Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce on the last leg. It's pretty even, you've got to say. Brazil and Australia started quickly. Let's look for the first handover. All pretty good, looks safe. A very good handover for Great Britain, moving past Jamaica. So now we got Bianca Williams taking over from Mexico. Bianca Williams has got the baton and China giving chase here, but it's Great Britain performing superbly well. Jamaica trying to come back into it. Daryl Nita's going to have Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce chasing her. China not too far away. But can Britain hold on? Look at Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce like a steam train, express train, gets it on the line. 42.29. Well, the time will be irrelevant for the Jamaican select. She looks as though she's just been for a stroll in the park. But, my goodness me, that was incredible from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. A good performance from Great Britain, to be fair, 42.30. Colin, I mean, we've seen things in the relays, you know, Bolt and all the rest of it, but what a final leg that was there. A bit of a smile from her, because sprinters like her don't, you know, chasing down like that isn't, you know, you don't get a chance to do that too often, do you?
No, you know, she would have loved the fact that she actually did enough to nip it, but I think she'd be a little bit furious with her other teammates, really, because their changes were disastrous down there, and that's what put her in that position where she ended up having to chase the performance. Watch this one there, then right in the middle, look at that to Elaine Thompson, all over the place. And Elaine gets to the baton, gets herself very stable then, and starts then to charge down Ermani. Again, look how messy this change ends up being. Hands all over the place, they just get the baton in the hand, and of course they put themselves under a lot of pressure. But here I was watching this changeover very carefully with the British quartet there, because that was right on the edge. And so, edge is good enough. She gets the baton, of course, and waiting for Shelly-Ann to come steaming down, because you know what her capabilities are. And Nita would be hopefully glancing at the screen and thinking, no, I'm going to hang on. But look, Shelly-Ann just outlined a brilliant performance. Excited for the crowd, Steve.
I think technically it's impossible to have, to have one athlete on a certain level of slow motion and another one on another, because it doesn't look like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce that it's going at the same speed, just eating up the ground. Great race, very well done by the British quartet. Good time, they needed that. The under-20
squad running in that preferred lane 6. Yep, she calls herself the Jersey girl. Ran here in high school. And so from the inside, it's Jamaica, the USA, the British Virgin Islands, and the second USA squad out in lane 8. Fairly even through the first exchange, and let's see how the exchanges go. Good ones for the USA out in 8 and in 6. And the Jamaicans trying to get back into it. Now Gardner on that third leg. She's trying to work on her speed as a potential 200-meter double. If she can make the U.S. team, does very well now. The handoff to Akinnison. And here comes the final leg. Akinnison and Elaine Thompson.
Chase the performance. Watch this one there. Then right in the middle, look at that to Elaine Thompson, all over the place. And Elaine gets to the baton, gets herself very stable then, and starts then to charge down Ermani. Again, look how messy this change ends up being. Hands all over the place, they just get the baton in the hand. And of course, they put themselves under a lot of pressure. But here I was watching this changeover very carefully with the British quartet there, because that was right on the edge. And so, edge is good enough. She gets the baton, of course, and waiting for Shelly-Ann to come steaming down, because you know what her capabilities are. And Nita will be hopefully glancing at the screen and thinking, no, I'm going to hang on. But look, Shelly-Ann just outlined a brilliant performance. Excited for the crowd, Steve.
I think technically it's impossible to have excuse me, to have one athlete on a certain level of slow motion and another one on another, because it doesn't look like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce that it's going at the same speed, just eating up the ground. Great race, very well done by the British quartet. Good.
In a relay performance that will be etched into track and field history, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce once again solidified her legendary status. At the Müller Games, the Jamaican national quartet faced formidable squads from Great Britain and China in a 4x100m race that would ultimately deliver one of the most electrifying finishes in recent memory. From the opening gun to the final exchange, the event unfolded with tension, drama, and the kind of explosive excitement that only relay racing can produce. The early meters saw teams like Brazil, Australia, China, and Great Britain burst out of the blocks with impressive acceleration. The British side, in particular, executed a flawless first handoff, giving them a slight edge over the Jamaicans, who struggled with some clunky exchanges. Bianca Williams, running the second leg for Britain, maintained that slim lead with smooth mechanics, while Jamaica appeared to lag slightly due to untidy transitions. But the race's climax would come in the anchor leg, and that's when the mommy rocket launched. Taking the baton in third place, Fraser-Price, renowned for her astonishing return to form after motherhood, erupted down the track with clinical precision. Her form was tight, her power unmatched, and her intent unmistakable. Britain's Daryl Nater, entrusted with closing duties, did everything she could to stave off the oncoming sprint legend. But Fraser-Price surged forward like a jet, slicing through the deficit and overtaking Nater just as the finish line arrived. The final margin? A razor-thin 100th of a second, Jamaica clocking 42.29, Britain just behind at 42.30. The commentary box exploded with admiration. Some couldn't help but compare Fraser-Price's pace to a scene in which everyone else was stuck in slow motion. Her anchor leg was a masterclass in poise, endurance, and race intelligence. Though Jamaica's baton exchanges were far from perfect, Fraser-Price's brilliance salvaged the win and left fans in awe. Still, the race did expose flaws in Jamaica's relay coordination, specifically during the middle legs, where timing and spacing appeared misaligned. These technical hiccups nearly derailed their run. Yet Fraser-Price's extraordinary close left those concerns temporarily forgotten, as she transformed a nearly lost race into an unforgettable comeback. Back home in Jamaica, the nation erupted in celebration. Once again, their beloved sprint queen had delivered. That she continues to do so while balancing motherhood and nearing the latter stages of her career only deepens her legend. She seems to exist outside of time, defying both age and expectation every time she steps on the track. Meanwhile, the broadcast also turned its attention to another Jamaican star, Elaine Thompson-Herah. Once a dominant presence in global sprinting, recent injuries have hindered her progress. She has yet to compete in the 2025 season, raising concerns among fans about her condition and competitiveness ahead of major championships. Nonetheless, with Fraser-Price and Shericka Jackson flying the Jamaican flag high, the island's sprinting dominance remains undeniable. With World Championship qualifiers just around the corner, the Müller Games served as a preview of what's to come. The Jamaican relay unit, led by proven champions like Fraser-Price and Jackson, is once again in the hunt for global supremacy. Even with Thompson-Herah's status uncertain, their depth continues to make them favorites for gold. Ultimately, this race wasn't just a contest of speed. It was a cinematic moment that captured everything beautiful about the 4x100m relay. Relay races live on knife edges, and when titans like Fraser-Price step in during critical moments, history is often written. As the 2025 season rolls on, the world will be watching to see what further marvels the mommy rocket unleashes.